Good morning. Today is Friday, November 10th, 2023. My name is Terry Morgan. We are here to practice Wudang Qigong. We have the advanced sets this morning, sets 10 through 18. We're going to work on one set today. And I'm going to talk just a little bit about a concept that I've talked about before, and I'm going to focus on it a little bit, and I'll talk about that. The ideas that we have that go behind what we're doing. I talked about this a little bit yesterday with the small heavenly circle, the tiny heavenly circle, and the large heavenly circle, with the idea that these concepts are part of common knowledge, if you will, in the canon of literature that's available in China in Chinese, and in other parts of the world as well, in Chinese, not in English, usually not French or German. If it's in English, chances are it was translated from English into one of the other Western languages. Not everything. There's quite a bit that was translated into German first and then came into English. So there's a topic that shows up repeatedly. This topic of, what does that mean? What's the small heavenly circle? What are we talking about? What's this, right? And so there's the difference in perspective. If I studied Chinese history in China, let me put it another way. If I have studied the history of Chinese people in Chinese, that's extremely important, in Chinese, my perspective is very different than if I have studied the history of Chinese people in English. What's available to me, I've talked about this repeatedly, what's available to me in English, not this much. What's available in Chinese is, way over here. Big stacks of books, whole libraries that nobody over here knows about because, I can't read that language. I can. Now, that doesn't mean that I read all those libraries. I didn't. Didn't happen. But I did focus on, and that's the point that I'm getting to. I did focus on what we do in practice. I started my study of Chinese language because I wanted to learn more about this Tai Chi that I had started learning. And the teacher was talking about things that I didn't understand. He was a Chinese person, and his English at that time was, it's a little iffy. And the terminology was something I hadn't encountered. I had no idea what song, which is what I'm going to talk about this morning. Song, façon. I had no idea what that meant. Kaishin. I had no idea what that meant either. Both are important in practice. If I say either one of those, façon, not everybody in China is going to understand what I mean. There's a lot of folks that, they might understand part of it, but, you can't say it that way, or yes, you can. And if you study martial arts, you know what it means. If you haven't, I can help explain that to you, and then when I say it, you will understand what I'm talking about. That's what we're going to do this morning. Kaishin, open your heart. Kaishin, don't be closed-minded. Don't be hypercritical. Don't be so eager to point the finger. Don't be reticent to the point that you can't learn, that you're holding back, that you're hiding away from the possibility of learning. Kaishin, open your mind, open your heart. Those ideas, not something that we hear about in martial arts practice. Pay attention to your horse stance. Yeah, be strong. That needs to happen. But if neither one of these more subtle things happens, if we don't ever get to the point that we're paying attention to them, if we don't ever get to the point, if we don't find out that they exist, that we should pay attention to them, that comes from asking questions. That comes from pursuing the knowledge. That comes from trying to find out. And in my own pursuit of trying to find out, there were things that I looked for, things that I learned, things that I paid attention to that I thought were important. And as I was learning, I also paid attention to what my teachers thought was important. So it wasn't just, what do I think about and what are we doing here in this class? It's trying to understand what's important for this person in this art. Why does this person teach this art? What are we doing here, right? That understanding helped inform my questions, helped inform what I went to look for when I was trying to learn more. So, and I talked about this, I'm going to talk about, I'll put this down. I talked about this in the context of words. Looking at, and as I'm pointing over here, I've got dictionaries over here, and I've got scholars who have so much better understanding of the languages than I do, with editors and writers and teachers and all sorts of people who contributed to these dictionaries that I used. That understanding that these are people who were paying attention. And when I look at usage, when I look at how I might translate, how I might interpret what's said, awesome. Send out relax. What's that mean? Awesome. Send out relax. Fa, extend, distribute, send out. Fa shin. And this is a different character for shin. Send a letter. 我要到邮局发信，大盒子，小盒子。I need to go to the post office and send a letter or a small box. That context, I'm going to send it out, is not exactly the same as 发送, 发进, 发进, send out the energy. Now, I'm not going to do it. I'm not warmed up, so I'm not going to do it. That idea, fa, send out, extend, distribute, Song is a combination of energy and relaxation and being alert and being ready and not being tense, but having all of the facility and capability that is available to you ready. Not relaxed, ready and relaxed, so that the energy can travel through. 放松，先放松，以后发紧。First, relax, then extend the energy. That idea, 放松, includes the idea, 开, open. Shin, in this case, and that's the character for Shin, by the way. Relax the heart. Kai Shin, open the heart. Kai, open. Kai Hua, open the flower. Flower, 就是这个花还没开. This flower has not yet opened. 这个花开了. This flower is open. Has opened is a better translation than is open. And that difference is also something that we need to pay attention to and ask questions about. Because in some translation that I've seen, and I've experienced this as well, the translator or the interpreter makes an effort to insert themselves. This is what I think it means. So I'm going to tell you what I think, and you need to take my meaning as fact because I believe this. That's not what I said. That's not even close to what I said. But that's how I'm going to interpret it. Because I felt like it. That issue is pervasive. It's a problem. It shows up in small things, it shows up in bigger concepts. And my personal solution is to question everything. So if 5 people tell me the same thing, I'm gonna take it as, well, all right, they all agree with each other. Maybe it's a crowd and they all are good friends and they all agree with each other. Yeah, well, yeah, this person over here and this person over here and this person over here and this other person over here and this other resource over here and they all agree. I'm going to consider that as it's probably true. It's probably correct. That little pocket is a problem for all sorts of things. And in translating, particularly translating from Chinese into English, it becomes a huge problem in that what's said, and I'm going to reverse it as well from English into Chinese. It's a huge problem because what happens frequently is that what's actually being said in one language is not what's being said in the other language. Hang on a second. I have to do something with this. Hang on. Sorry, hang on. I'm doing this in real time here. Okay, I think I'm back. Sorry. I have a have power issue. That's I'm real time here. And that's let me get this. All right. There we go. Everything's back. All right, that's now I got to work on it. All right, the UPS battery is telling me that was the screaming noise. Had been telling me that it was low, and yeah, I need a new battery for the UPS. So it had stopped, and my power started to fade, and I realized that I needed to plug in that disruption. Okay, so technology is great when it works, right? Back to the discussion of interpreting and this idea of façon and kaishin, this sense of relaxed, open, controlled, energetic, not tense, and yet strong. So there's an inner strength that comes through, and we're going to pay attention to we're going to work on it. So we're going to work on one set this morning. Coiling Snake. All right, this idea of kaishin, kai open the door, kaimar, kaimen. In my early days, I was in the city of Zhengzhou, and I learned some things that have a particular pronunciation. So when I was speaking to my friend early on, I would ask her to Qing Kaimer, and the correct pronunciation is men. Qing Mi Kaimen. Right? That I have a little bit of an accent. That understanding and that sense of place and where the language that I learned comes from. So again, I was an adult, I was selective, I was paying attention to what do I need for the martial arts, what do I need for daily life, how do I got to order something at the restaurant, I got to get food, what do I need to be able to say so that I can go into a restaurant, I can sit down, I can have something to eat. because I don't have cooking facilities at the hotel, right? The additional experience that I've had contributes to the way that I think about what I'm doing in practice. And before the power interruption, I was talking about questioning, asking those questions. What does this mean? Who is it that's telling me? Some random person that just showed up and decided that they wanted to make a point? Yeah, no. But sure, you go ahead and over there and someplace else and make your point, because you don't tell me that. All right, that, or someone who I might know and respect, someone I might know, someone I don't know, but who has some level of credibility, so that there's a sense that it's not just, yeah, whatever you decided, that it's the product of, well, you know, I've been studying this particular topic for the last 30 years, and in my studies, I found this and this and this. And I might, really? Because I only had 2 of those. Let me look at this third thing that you're mentioning, because I haven't encountered that before. That questioning and that sense that, you know, this person over here is probably not somebody I'm going to listen to. This person over here might be. How do I know that? How can I tell? In practice, we talk about quiet the mind, quiet the heart, quiet the breath. Learning to distinguish what's real from the outward appearance. So the outward appearance is, I know everything, I'm an expert in all things. Is that real? Most of the time it's not, because most of the people that I've met who actually are experts don't think of themselves as experts. That's the big tell right there. Right? If the person who's learning doesn't ask questions, even asking yourself, you don't have to raise your hand and say, hey, I have a question. I'm happy to answer, but if the person who's learning doesn't ask their own questions, in addition to whatever the teacher says, what reference do you have other than what this one person is telling you? Right? I want more than just what this one person has to say. And I want to know that if I am listening to somebody talk to me about something, that they've at least made an effort to study. Right? Kaishin. Open the heart. Understand that, yeah, I don't know everything. I don't. And that the more I can be open to learning something new, the more new things I can learn. Kai, open, chin, heart. That heart-mind, the idea that the heart isn't only the emotional heart that we think about, that there's more to it, and that we use that connection, we use that understanding in practice. Part of Qigong practice. Alright, we're going to start with basic stretch. Keep this idea, Fason, Kaishin, smile, Kaishin. Basic stretch, and then we're going to work on Coiling Snake. Up along the center line, stretch out. Bend the knees. Roll up through the back. And again. Not too fast, not too slow. Open the whole body. Fason. Reach up, elbows drop down, wrists, fingertips, hands return to your sides. One of the things that I just did, and is something we're going to work on right now, with Coiling Snake. So there's a little bit something that I just did. Right here. With the arm. And I'm going to show this a little bit closer here. Okay, so the arm's up. As I bring my arm down, and then return, there's a fluid quality in the movement that should be there and that we want to cultivate. I'm remembering comments about my first Tai Chi teacher, Huang Weilun, in several exhibitions that he did. The consensus was that he had no bones in his body. He was just that flexible, he could move that fluidly, and it appeared effortless. I've seen other people with a similar quality of movement, not his level of expertise, but I've seen other people that have that quality, and it is absolutely something that we try to cultivate. Work on it. Alright, so with this exercise, Fason, that fluid quality, Fason, as the arms come up, it's more fluid from underneath than stiff, right? Everything works together. As we turn, and we're not going to turn that much because we're going to pay a little bit more attention to the twist through the center on each side. So as I'm turning this way, right, I'm going to turn to my right. I'm going to turn around, we're going to do this. Right, as I turn to my right, there's a spiral that goes up starting from the left side of my spine to extend outward, up and down. That starts here, lower dantian, turns here. That's the outward expression of that turn. I'm going to show you. Here. No, I'm going this side. Right? Don't do that. Think about that idea inwardly. Twist in and up as the arms go up. Continue that extended the other way as well, so that you wrap the leg and the spine as both hands go out. As you twist down, continue that spiral in the same direction going down. So up and then down, same spiral, same idea. On the other side, turn it the other way. We're going to move slowly. Pay attention to relaxing through the whole body. Keep the idea of this up and down spiral, turn one way, turn the other way, each one on each side. Feet about shoulder width apart, stand straight, pull up through the crown of the head, relax through the back, pull up through the center, bend the knees just a little bit, relax the breath, breathe in, palms up, breathe out, press down. Small movement, pay attention to the inner turn. Shift onto the right, we're coming up on the left. Pull up through the spine. And now keep turning. Sink. And come back to center. Breathe in. And breathe out. Sink onto the left heel, twist. Pay attention to the spine, pay attention to the spiral, pay attention to what you have to do. Along the pattern that the movement and your spine create. To move in the direction that we're going. Center. Awesome, very easy. Twist. And down. Keep the spine straight. Don't lean. Very subtle. On the left, twist. Up and down. Open shoulders, relax through the back and turn. Open the hip. Allow the waist to move. Very easy. Don't twist hard. Very easy. This is very soft, gentle movement. Pay attention to the subtle movement along the spine. Relax the breath. Along the right, twist and turn counterclockwise and come to center. And turn clockwise, twist, come back to center. Smile. 2 more. Pull up through the crown of the head as you twist. Keep your back straight, but not locked, so that everything is open. Look over the shoulder, but don't twist your head down. Twist. Breathe in. Breathe out. Breathe in. Breathe out. Breathe in. Breathe out. One more set. On the left. Turn counterclockwise. And on the right. Clockwise. Come back to center. Hands down along both sides, pull up through the crown of the head, raise the heels and lower. Stay there, breathe in. Breathe out. Breathe in. Breathe out. Alright, relax. This subtle movement through the whole body as we extend up and down is part of what we want to cultivate. Without being relaxed, if we're tense, if we're putting too much effort, not enough effort, not enough is, it needs to be balanced, right? So today's practice was focused on pulling in and using very small movement to focus on the internal workmanship. Right? Twist and come back down. Twist and come back down. Twist and come back down. That application, right, is something that is included. It's a side benefit, if you will. The more we can pay attention to this twisting that we can do, focus the mind, relax the body, pay attention to staying supple and alert so that it's not overcooked noodles. The noodles should be tasty and well cooked, not overcooked, right? That concept is fossil. We use that to develop the internal workmanship, to develop the subtle movement. I just did that twist. That was it. Right there. That was it. That was the whole movement. Was. That level of subtle movement is something we want to cultivate. It's not separate from the larger movement. It's part of it. As we practice as small a movement as we can do, we are able to focus on those subtle energies. We're able to better focus on what's going on internally and what do I need to move. Where, yeah, I twist through the lower back up into the shoulders and extend through the hand. That was it. That connection is something that we absolutely work to develop. The more we can Fassung, the more we can Kaishin, open the heart, relax through the body, extend and relax energetically with, yeah, right, that I need that long explanation over here. When, if you understand the meaning, all of this long explanation that goes behind, awesome. Let go of all of the tension, be energetic, be ready, have everything that you have developed ready. Awesome. 准备好. I'm ready. 准备好. It's not the same as 放松. 准备活动. Hold on. Warm up. 准备. Prepare. Warm up. 准备活动. It's not 放松. It's sort of the same, but it's not really. It's not. That difference, and asking your own questions. When you find something that, well, I don't know, what about this? Ask questions. Ask more questions. And the more you discover, the more you'll be able to put those questions into context so that it's easier for you to get the answers that are generally correct and that are going to offer that guidance for you to continue your own study. I appreciate everybody who's here with me today. Thank you so much. I will be back next week. I'm still working on foundations till the beginning of the year. So maybe a little bit more language, and I'm not sure. Foundation sets Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. Qigong on Thursday and Friday. Thank you.